Today's section is titled Rising Above. There's so many things in our life, in our circumstance, situation that we need to rise above. And we're so privileged to have these principles that direct us, that teach us how to do this. So we invite you to reflect on the idea of moving beyond life's obstacles, beyond the judgments, beyond the limitations, and embracing the higher perspectives that allow us to soar above life's challenges. If it's happening on this realm, we want to be above it. At our center, we believe in the power of living an empowered life. A life where we rise above the smallness of negativity and fear and step into the expansive greatness of our true potential. We are constantly coming to the awakening of the greatness that we are. We've been blessed with it. As we practice, we begin to discover dimensions of greatness, of blessings that we all are. Rising above is not about moving forward. No, it's about moving forward despite the obstacles. We want to be rugged. We want to be resilient. We want to be focused, intentional, to look out for the good, to move forward. We treat and we move our faith because there is good everywhere. So whether those obstacles are external situations or internal struggles, whatever they may be, we want to move forward. It's a process of learning how to manage life's difficulties without becoming defined by them. We do not want to be defined by the challenges we're going through. Because you've tried some things many times and not succeeded, you now have that label on you. No, we want to be defined by infinite possibilities, by our true nature. So when we rise above, we say the challenge is here, but it does not have the final word over our life. So when we're talking about rising above, we know that that situation, that sickness, that circumstance, that challenge does not have the final say. We do. We have the final say, we have the final word over our lives. And we learn how to use that power to declare what we want. We acknowledge the reality of hardship. Yes, we do. But we do not let it consume us or dictate our emotional state. Because we are the captain of the ship. We do not want to act from that place of pain or despair. Yeah, we're going through a lot. Just like a lesson we did a while ago, last week, about Jabez that was named Pain because he was born in pain. We do not want to be identified by those circumstances. It is less about avoiding problems and more about learning how to respond to them in ways that support our growth, our mental clarity, and our emotional resilience. In this teaching, we also see rising above as the small, consistent steps and affirmations, those things we do daily. Those affirmations, I can do this. I am whole, I am complete, I am supplied, I'm supported. I am above only. Out of this, only good would come. We say that we accumulate, the affirmations we accumulate over time, gradually transforming how we engage with life's challenges. So do not despise the little things you do. Do not despise your days of humble beginnings. They all build up. The small steps, the daily affirmations, do not despise them. They all build up. They all help to channel our focus to the right direction. Life's many challenges and obstacles often pull us into moments where we feel stuck, weighed down, or overwhelmed. That's what life does. But we're talking about rising above. Rise above the storm. Whether it's a difficult situation at work, a relationship that brings emotional pain, or simply the heaviness of everyday responsibilities, we may question how to rise above it all. How do we rise above all this? How do we stay calm in the storm? How do we take advantage of the storm? How do we see the good in the storm? That is what we do as truth students. Yet within each of us lies a profound ability to transcend any circumstance. Within you, within me, we have that ability to soar above even the most trying experiences. Because one, deep at the center of our being is an infinite well of power. We have this power at our disposal and we can use it. So how much of that power are you using? Dr. Greg would say, what container are you coming to the ocean of life with? So this is not about ignoring challenges or pretending they don't exist. Instead, it's about recognizing our innate power, that power that is within, to elevate our perspective and move beyond limitations. We're always talking about our thoughts, focusing on the truth, on the positive, on the supplies and we're supported, on the I can do. These are the things, these tools that we have that will help us to live, to rise above all the situations. It's a call for us to step into our higher awareness of who we are. Do you know who you really are? Do you know you can do all things through this power that is at work within you? Do you know that your words are powerful? Do you know you can send your words on errand? Your word is your wand, like a magic wand. Do you know you have all this at your disposal? You can activate the resilience and strength that reside within you, within us. And when we do this, we see life's difficulties not as barriers, but we begin to see it as opportunities for growth, for advancement, for that enlarged territory. Again, it's about change of perspectives. One of the most powerful tools for rising above is our ability to change our perspective. We always talk about our thoughts. Our thoughts are things, and thoughts can be changed. So often we get caught up in the details of a problem. We focus on the limitations, on the frustrations, and the challenges that surround us. You know, when something happens, we always want to tell the story. We say the story that we've mastered everything that happened. And it just becomes our internal dialogue. I wish we could have used that time and affirm the good and affirm solutions. We are not despised. We are not saying the challenges are not there. But we want to fill the totality of our being with solutions, with everything good, pure, right, abundant, glorious. So when we narrow our perspective this way, we become entangled in the difficulty, unable to see beyond it, because that's what we talk about all the time. Because that's what we filled our being with. And that will just bring frustrations, limitations. It won't bring solutions. So, however, by shifting our focus and looking at situations from a higher vantage point, we unlock the ability to transcend them. Imagine you have a challenge and you just put the challenge on the center table in your room or in your sitting room. And every time you walk by, you see the challenge. Do you think thoughts of solution would come because the challenge is just in your face? Think about now, you have the challenge, and you know the challenge is there, but you just take it to the back burner. And all you're seeing around you are solutions on the wall. I can do this. I have ideas to solve this. Out of this, only good would come. I am positively expecting to see the opportunities that will play out from this challenge. That's the seeds you're sowing. And it will definitely yield solutions. So I want to also take a cue from the eagle again. Like an eagle that soars above the storm, viewing life from a broader, more expansive lens allows us to see the bigger picture. The problem may still be present, but from this higher perspective, we recognize that we are more than the problem because we are connected to all-powerful universe. That all it does is conspiring to bring good. These thoughts for you and for me are thoughts of good, never of bad, to give you a hope and a future and an expected end. Not in some occasions, all the time. That's what it does. So we begin to see solutions we hadn't noticed before because we're feeling all around us with ideas, good thoughts, solutions. So we understand that in every challenge, there is the potential for growth. Rising above requires us to lift our thoughts and recognize that we are not victims of circumstance, but powerful creators of our reality. We are co-creators with the divine. We've gone through creative process. Whatever you want to see, you can create it through the thoughts that you think. And that life's challenges are not meant to defeat us, but to remind us of our capacity to overcome them. Whatever challenge that is, whatever level that is, we can overcome. Each of us has a deep reservoir of strength rooted in our connection to our higher self and the spiritual principles. So when we trust this inner strength, we stop reacting to life's ups and downs. It will always be there. Instead, we'll respond from a place of calm, centered power. I look forward to times when any challenge will come that confronts us, we can boldly say, out of this, good would come. Are we able to say that? Out of this situation, good will come. I know that good is in here. I will see the good and it will play out. That is what true students do. It's about grounding ourselves in the truth of who we are, divine beings capable of navigating any storm with grace. We know that innate in this power we will live, we move, and will have our being. We are totally immersed in it. We are immersed in solutions. It's a reminder that no matter what we face, we can rise stronger, wiser, and more empowered than before. I have an affirmation here. I am stronger, I am wiser, I am better, much better with each new experience. I rise above challenges, empowered by the strength and wisdom within me. With this, our challenges become stepping stones because we've changed perspectives. We know that everything is working out for our own good. They become stepping stones, helping us to ascend to higher levels of consciousness and understanding. I have a few examples here. Imagine when you are caught in traffic and you feel your frustration rising. What do you do? How do you rise above it? Just as an idea. Rising above this means choosing not to let the situation dictate your mood for the rest of the day. I'm going through this, but I'm making up my mind. This has happened, but it will not spoil my day. But sometimes we just say, oh, my whole day is spoiled. Forgetting the power of words. We're speaking things into being. We're talking about rising above situations. Another example I have here, say when a colleague is rude or dismissive, rising above means responding calmly and with dignity, knowing that their behavior doesn't define your worth or derail your focus, because you know who you are. In these moments, rising above is a conscious decision. It's a decision to prioritize your peace of mind over external irritations. Sometimes we don't even know when we're drawn into those situations, but when we recollect ourselves, we want to calm down and focus. Another example, imagine you are given an opportunity to take on a leadership role at work, but your immediate reaction is self-doubt. It just happens. I doubt that I'll be able to do this. I've not done this before. I don't have the skill. You get scared, fearful. Rising above this means recognizing self-doubt for what it is. It's fear in disguise, and choosing to act from a place of confidence, even if you don't feel 100% ready. I don't feel ready for this. I don't feel confident, but I do my homework. I'll calm down. I do my research and trust the universe that's always conspiring to bring good. Saying yes to yourself and to life despite the doubt is an act of empowerment. You know, sometimes we're going through situations and we feel so swallowed by the situation. But if we can just calm down and remember that you've gone probably through worse situation and you came through, you were successful. If we can go through all those things and know that the same power that pulled you through is still available to you. It's a practice of building trust in your abilities, even in uncertainty. You can go and look at yourself in the mirror and encourage yourself. I know that I can do this. By consistently rising above self-doubt, you begin to reshape your internal narrative from I can't to I can. And yes, you can. You can do all things. I have another example. Consider a situation where you lose a job unexpectedly. Rising above this adversity means acknowledging the disappointment and uncertainty, but also taking proactive steps to rebuild. Yes, it has happened. I do not want to remain there. I do not want to start mourning the loss of a job. I do not want to fall into the self-pity thing. Poor me, no. It's about looking for new opportunities, learning new skills, and seeing the setback as a temporary phase, not a permanent defeat. Remember, it's entirely your decision. Whatever you decide to do, you have the power to do that. If you decide to do that, this is it, and that will be. So an affirmation I have here: I may stumble, but I always rise stronger and more resilient through the power that's at work within me. Every fall is a lesson guiding me toward greater strength and wisdom. That's all affirmation. That's also reframing this mindset. In this situation, rising above adversity is about adaptation. There was a lesson we also had, Dr. Greg taught, about adaptation being our superpowers. It's the recognition that life is a dynamic and ever-changing, and while we may not have control over external events, we always have control how we respond to them. Again, like the eagle, a creature that soars at great heights, we too have the ability to elevate our consciousness, lift our spirits, and see life circumstances from a higher, clearer vantage point. Now, I'm going to go through some series of lessons from the eagle. The first one is about the eagle and the crow. One of the most fascinating stories from nature that illustrates the concept of rising above is the relationship between the eagle and the crow. In this story, we learn about strength, dominance, and a deeper wisdom, knowing when and how to ascend beyond negativity and distractions. In the wild, there's a unique dynamic between the eagle and the crow. There are two birds. The crow is the only bird that dares peck at the eagle. It will sit on the eagle's back and bite its neck, attempting to provoke and harass it. It bites its neck, but the eagle does not respond. The eagle, however, does not fight back or waste its energy trying to retaliate against the crow. No. Instead, what the eagle does, the eagle opens its wings and soars higher and higher into the sky. As it ascends, the air becomes thinner, and the crow, unable to breathe at high altitudes due to lack of oxygen, falls away, leaving the eagle in peace. This is a profound lesson about handling life's distractions, challenges, and negativity. Rather than engaging in battles that drain our energy or lowering ourselves to respond to every criticism or confrontation, we can choose to rise above. Are there situations in your life that you need to rise above? The environment, the criticisms, all the things happening around you. Like the eagle, we have the ability to elevate ourselves above the noise. Yes, we can. Knowing that by reaching higher ground, the negativity will just naturally fall away. There are situations where we just need to keep quiet. We don't have to respond to everything. The eagle's ability to rise above its circumstance is largely due to its unique perspective. Eagles soar at great heights, sometimes as high as 10,000 feet. And from that point, they can see clearly, miles away. That also helps them when they're hunting, navigating, and surviving. Similarly, we can rise above the limited, narrow view of the immediate circumstance to gain clarity and insight. We're talking about rising above. You probably will be going through things in your mind where you need to rise above the situation. Sometimes you may, like I said earlier, just keep quiet. Do not say a thing. Sometimes you may have to say something. From a higher perspective, we can see the bigger picture. We can see the interconnectedness of events, the opportunities within challenges, and the possibilities that may not be visible from a lower viewpoint. You know, life is such that everything is a teacher to us. We learn from nature. We learn from the simple things. One of the most common areas in life where we need to rise above is criticism and judgment. Just as the crow harasses the eagle, we may find ourselves surrounded by people or situations that provoke us, criticize us, or attempt to bring us down. The natural human response is to fight back, to defend ourselves, or to engage in confrontation. However, this often leads to more conflict and drains our energy. In moments like these, we can choose to take the eagle's approach. Instead of engaging in arguments or trying to win every battle, we can rise above by refusing to let others' opinion define us. If you know who you know, if you know who you are, and if you know who you have come here to be, whatever they say, it will just pass through you because you know your assignment. Rising above doesn't mean avoiding confrontation. It's approaching it from a place of peace and inner strength. By flying higher, we transcend the need for external validation or approval. There's a book Dr. Greg often talks about, what you think of me, it's none of my business. We become grounded in our self-worth, trusting that we don't need to respond to every negative comment or prove ourselves to others. We don't have to. As rightly stated by Eleanor Roosevelt, no one can make you feel inferior without your consent. If you allow that, then it happens. This wisdom reminds us that we have the power to decide what we allow to affect us. Another powerful aspect of rising above is letting go of the things that no longer serve us. We've said this a number of times. Just as the eagle releases the crow by soaring higher, we too can release the weights, emotional, mental, and even physical, that hold us back. Letting go requires trust. Trust that by releasing what weighs us down, we are making space for something greater. We let go of this, we fill it with thoughts of good, everything good, pure, right, joy, abundant. Whether it's past hurts, grudges, fears, or limiting beliefs, when we let go, we free ourselves to rise higher. Those things weigh us down. They slow us down. So we want to always constantly let go. There's another inspiring story about how eagles in their later years undergo a transformative process known as molting. There's so much to learn from the eagle. As an eagle ages, you know what it does? Its feathers become worn out. its beaks dulls, and its talons, the claws, lose their sharpness. To rejuvenate itself, the eagle retreats to a high mountain where it goes through a painful process of shedding its old feathers. Just takes time and pulls all the feathers, painful process, breaking off all its beak and waiting for new talons, new claws, and feathers to grow. The process can take months, but once completed, the eagle is reborn with renewed strength and vitality. This story serves as a powerful metaphor for our own lives. Sometimes we need to experience periods of letting go. Just release it, let it go. Periods of renewal and transformation in order to rise higher. Sometimes we need to, retreat. We need to just withdraw, take back, calm down, pause, and come forward. Of course, we always talk about that pause. Take that time out. Slow things down, quiet the noise, refresh yourself, come back stronger. It may be uncomfortable or even painful, but ultimately it brings us greater strength and clarity. Imagine an eagle not able to fly, not able to hunt. The claws, everything, can't fly, can't do anything. But it's doing that with intention to come back stronger, to come back better, to come back renewed, to come back to that place to operate at the exceedingly abundantly above level. We discussed this in our last lesson. Forgiveness is one of the most powerful tools for rising above. Holding on to anger, resentment, or grudges, all it does is just to keep us bound to the ground. They're like heavy weights. You can't fly, you can't move with those. They weigh you down. But when we forgive, we free ourselves from those burdens and allow our spirits to soar. Forgiveness allows us to release the storm's hold over us, turning what was once a struggle into a stepping stone for growth. Another beautiful metaphor from nature is how eagles face the storm. We've talked about this. While most birds seek shelter during a storm, the eagle flies directly into it, using the wind to lift itself higher. The storm becomes the problem, the challenge becomes this tool for the eagle to rise above the turbulence. Again, the eagle is very good with seeking out the good, looking for the good. The eagle's positive expectancy, it's very high level. And it soars greater heights above the clouds. So that challenge might be a tool, can use it as a tool to the next level. In the same way, when we face the storms of life, whether they're emotional, relational, or situational, we can choose to rise above them by facing them head on, knowing that the universe assures us of an expected end. You're going into this situation, but you already know victory is assured. What a great life. Finally, the journey of rising above is about embracing our higher self. That part of us that is connected to something greater, something infinite, something powerful. When we operate from our higher self, we see life from a place of love, compassion, wisdom, greatness. All things powerful. We are no longer bogged down by the trivial matters of fleeting concerns. Instead, we are guided by a deeper sense of purpose and meaning. Because in every situation now, We want to align with the directions of spirit and go because we know good is coming out of it. The eagle, with its ability to soar above the earth, symbolizes this connection to its higher self. By rising above the distractions of daily life, we tap into our inner wisdom and align ourselves with our highest good. So as we conclude this section, let's remember that, like the eagle, we have the capacity to soar higher than we ever thought possible. The sky is not the limit. There are no limits when we embrace our true potential. When we do this, we can rise above challenges and we approach life from a place of strength, clarity, power. A place where you know that you know that you know that all things are working out for your own good. In every moment of life, we have the choice to either remain grounded by fear, criticism, and doubt, or to spread our wings and rise above, seeing the world from that higher perspective, seeing that situation from a higher perspective. And when you are that higher perspective, is a perspective of all possibilities. Everything is possible there. It's a place of faith. So the key lies in our ability to elevate our thoughts, release what no longer serves us, and trust that every storm, every situation, every crow, and every obstacle is simply an opportunity for us to fly higher. May we all, like the eagle, embrace our power to rise above, fly beyond the clouds, and reach limitless skies of possibility in every aspect of our lives. Thank you for being part of this lesson tonight. And so it is. Peace and blessings to you all.